Season 2, Episode 8. The thrilling
Conclusion.
The epic season finale. Every decision you've made in your life has led up to this moment.
That's literally true.
Yeah.
Really makes you think.
Mm-hmm.
Sure makes me think.
Well,
Let's do it. Yep.
Nothing else to say.
No, just let's send it.
Send me.
I'm so excited
To
for
the
this to be
morgue.
over, honestly.
But okay. All right. Here we go, everybody. Ready? Spaghetti? Yep. 3, 2, 1.
Previously. You want to turn it up very slightly. Like,
That was funny.
this is the Matrix shit.
Dig.
My man. Everyone says it that way. Guys, we know there's 2 D's in it. What? I don't remember this character at all.
I know, right?
Yep, you got spat out. Really backfired for you. You're so fat.
Yes.
Did that actually happen? Oh, yeah. Oh, he gave them to her. Okay. It was very poorly communicated. He really doesn't. He really doesn't want you to attack Eregion, to be completely honest with you. Because he's in Eregion trying to get 9 rings of power. This guy's right. Adar just has the read. Adar has the right play here. I'm sorry. He's like, yeah, he's making rings. I gotta go kill him. And they're all like, oh, that's what he wants you to do. No, it isn't. Does he look like he wants him to? It's just Adar's assault on Eregion has been nothing but an inconvenience to Sauron. In no way has it helped him. Terrible. Just fucking garbage writing. Okay. This is, the healing chamber.
That's funny.
Oh
what?
God, another kiss. Here we go.
You.
That da, da, da.
No, yeah.
That's what does that remind me of? That reminds me of fuck, Nearly Beloved. Is that what it was called? Da, 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 da. Isn't that like Final Fantasy or some shit? Chat, someone will find it. Kingdom Hearts, that's it. It's Kingdom Hearts. That's literally what those notes are from. Is this a horror movie now? The Bane of Adam, good reference. Terrible mixing. This guy has a good voice. This guy should do like audiobooks or something. But he is.
Yeah.
The guy steps in from behind him.
I'm like, why? You should have bluffed at least. Why are you? Maybe this is your bluff. Maybe he is, and he's. I don't know what's happening actually. Seems like an odd thing to say.
A wee lad.
Huh. And then you would beat me.
Father. Oh, look, it's dark and I can't see anything. I can literally see my face in the screen. I can't actually, don't worry about it.
Dynasty?
That's a word.
Duck Dynasty.
That's where they belong. A lot of mithril. Or mithril.
Mithril. This feels like such a halt in the
Story?
Like
Yeah, nothing's happening.
let's just slow things down again.
Oh, it's Durin's Bane.
You go rumbly in my jumbly.
Is he really gonna come in this episode, guys? Really?
Run!
Wow.
What? Why just a little? Why just a little? What the hell was that? What was the point
they're
of
gonna
that?
do the.
How do you?
How are you guys using the same design? How are you using the same design? Why are we getting Durin's Bane now?
Why did he This is awkward. This is very awkward.
La.
What the fuck?
He's got wings.
What's happening?
Oh my god, no
What's
way
even
they
going
did
on?
that. No way this is what they're fucking doing. No way, dude. I'm so fucking upset. Oh my god. They're taking the piss, dude. They're taking the piss. Do you see what they just did with his wings? They just cloaked the wings. If you watch that, the wings were completely in smoke, as if they were saying like, "Hey, we're taking the line from the book where he said, and his wings like his shadow like two great wings." That was the line from the book.
Weird.
They literally
That's
just
odd.
did that. Wow. This music, it's so earned. He did take the ring off because he's so strong. Which actually doesn't happen.
That
He
face
loses.
is so
he
funny.
would lose the ring here, by the way, but whatever. Okay, dude.
King Durpin. Well, there's only one now, so
Yeah. He already knows he's dead.
yeah. He's gonna come back as Durin the White. What the fuck?
He told you not to follow him.
Where'd you come from? Okay, this is so stupid. I can't believe this. What the fuck? Is this epic? Supposed to be epic, bro? What the fuck? That was great.
Of course, we're gonna get a title
What the fuck was
sequence.
that?
Of course, we're gonna get a title sequence after
Okay.
that.
So if you have a whip
Yeah.
and you like
You snag
you
someone with
snag
it.
someone, what motion do you do to
Right
like pull
after.
them a little and then like
Then let it go. Yeah.
like
You have to
undo it
jerk
from
it.
the end that you're not
You
even
have
holding?
to
Like
jerk it a little bit. You have to go like.
that's a very intentional thing to do.
Yeah.
It's not. I don't know what the hell was going on there. That was insane. That whole scene. What the fuck was that? So that's just how they solved the whole double Durin. So you can be like, I was a good person.
No, that doesn't solve Double Durin at all.
How?
There was only supposed to be one Durin at any given point in time, right? I already explained
I know,
that
but
part.
it solves.
So here's the thing. What canonically happens, not in this timeline, is they do eventually dig too greedily and too deep, but it's not just like literally King Durin himself digging.
Oh, no, yeah. Okay.
It's literally like the entire race. They're like, we're gonna go deep into Moria because there's riches here. And they keep digging and become insanely wealthy.
Yeah.
And then one day they awaken a Balrog, a demon of the ancient world. And then the Balrog kills the king. He kills King Durin, and then there is no Durin. You're done. That was the sixth Durin. Durin, and he becomes known as Durin's Bane. That's what So, by the way, a Balrog is kind of like a species. Like, this is a Balrog. It's not the Balrog. It's always going to be a Balrog. It's the same Balrog from the movies, from the later movies, right? It's the same one, but it's also just a Balrog. A Balrog is a species. It's like no, it's not. Yes, it's not that it's a coincidence. It is literally the same Balrog. It's Durin's Bane. But Balrogs were like a species. You want to think of them that way, right? Like orcs. It's like saying an orc, right? This happens to be a Durin's Bane, that Balrog, right? Oh, good. We're getting the... Anyway, the Balrog kills Durin and destroys fucking... what am I blanking now? The Kingdom of Khazad-dûm, whatever they're called. They have there's another name for it. He destroys it.
Is that a turtle? I can't tell because it's too dark.
And legend says that someday the seventh... Oh God, my man, are we really going... It's gonna be fucking Saruman, dude. It's gonna be fucking Saruman. Yeah, old friend, you fucking assholes. You fucking assholes. Yeah, and he was already evil, huh? Yeah, good. That's it. That was all. The rumors precede you. Oh, you didn't even address that. Your staff. He's got to have a staff. Come. They made him look like Christopher Lee too. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, this bounty hunter or whatever. I forgot about this Boba Fett character.
Why everything is in a dark scene? I can't see shit. Like, you have choices.
They have so many choices, dude.
This is all fucking lit anyway and just fucking color graded to blue and then darkened. Like, this was a bright set. I'm so pissed. Is Saruman Indian?
Can this at least not be Saruman?
What's the percentage? Ah! Earthbenders. The ground. It is an extension of who you are. These sound effects are crazy. It's such an ugly ass show. It's not just ugly, it's incomprehensible. What the fuck?
I think you should put that on the DVD. That's actually the best.
Yeah.
It's not just ugly, it's incomprehensible. That phrase by itself is like the perfect review for the entire show.
Yeah. Pretty much, actually. It's like basically a spoiler that you're going to be seeing some CG shit in any scene that's that dark.
Yeah.
Really. It's like that's why else would you like what?
I'm not gonna say anything about this tree. Are you gonna tell the story of this tree? We're back in Numenor. Remember these characters, Adam? Any of their names?
That's Emma Watson.
Yep. That's one.
Mixed with Hilary Swank. Emma Swank.
Oh, good. Are we gonna come up with some? Uh-huh. Oh god, are we doing this now? Really? But sir, my lord, you signed it this morning. That's what I'm thinking of right now.
Westerness. Is that a place?
Yeah. I don't know what they're doing. This is not canon.
This is the Prince of Egypt.
This is not canon. They're just making this choice for no reason. I thought they were going somewhere else with this.
Yeah.
I'm like so like checked out.
What are you talking about? I'm invested in
Like, it's like, I'm not, at this point, like, this episode, it already started with so much bullshit that I don't, there's no way. Like, the rest of it could be just a practical joke. It could be literally a joke, and I don't think I would care. Because, like, it's just like, it's just, this show dove off a cliff a while ago. Did you hear that stock vase breaking effect?
Oh, yeah, that's kind of funny. What are they doing? I'm giving a palm reading. Fuck.
Are there any? Do you have any Jews? Any Jews in there? Can I have some milk? Merci pour le lait. Batman. The West. Oh, Anarion. Oh, you have a son named Anarion. Are we gonna talk about that?
I know a furryman.
I'm gonna fucking lose my goddamn mind with this shit. Pick a lane. You guys need to pick a lane, okay? Does he have a daughter named whatever the fuck her name was that you introduced in episode 3 or whatever it was? Or is Anarion actually part of this world? And if he is, why are we not getting introduced to him? Also, West, where are you going? Where are you I'm just like thinking about this, like, oh good, she's giving him the sword now. This is a legendary blade from the Second Age. Our mutual friend has a prop version of this blade. Flame of the West. Actually, no, he has a version of Andùril, not Narsil.
Can you give me a hint which friend? Because I think I have
the
an
only
idea
friend we know who
that
works in
has
film and
swords.
loves Lord of the Rings and loves swords.
Okay.
Beautiful sword. This sword has a good story, but I don't think we're ever going to get it. By the way, you want to know a fun fact?
Sure.
Elrond has a brother.
Oh. Is it W Ron?
The twink boy.
Okay.
And his brother becomes the first king and founder of Numenor. Which means all of these guys, Elendil and Tarmiriel and all those guys, their first king was Elrond's brother. And that's just a story to that I can tell you later if you're interested in, but it is quite interesting. Wow.
So epic.
It feels like a video game.
I like someone doing something epic and then immediately dying.
Look at this wonder, though. Look at this directing. We followed that elf from up there. He dropped the cameras moving around.
You know, yeah, it's not a great wonder.
Fantastic choreography. It's like Birdman. Look at it, still going. It's such a good shot. Holy shit.
Very fake sword stabs, and also like
look at this effect, like this filter.
Oh, yeah. Like when everything in the shot looks fake, it doesn't feel like a wonder anyway. Yep. So when like literally everything looks like a different layer. Like
it's a composited shot with
like all the actors were filmed on separate days, maybe even, you know, like
who are these characters?
Francis McDormand.
Okay. What? Okay. Okay.
What are the extras behind them doing? What the hell? Are they having fun?
Like
They're gonna kiss? Are they flirting? They're having a great time.
Is she about to?
She's bluffing. Those extras were not scared.
Giving those rings up very quickly. So what's going on here? Oh, good.
No.
Finally getting torture, but it all happens in one sitting.
Stop it. That hurts. You should have forced him to do it himself, actually.
He could have.
Exactly. You could go, and it goes, oh. Orcs and
Of
heat.
course he has. Of course he has. He's the Lord of Eregion.
Ow.
Oh, we're talking about the fall of Gondolin. Please don't. Just take your words out of your mouth. Don't even start referencing shit like that. He said to the world, and the subtitles said with the world. They corrected
Oh.
him. Corrected the grammar. Wow, powerful. Not wrong.
Ow! Why I wanna? Some of these little mini fires have been burning for a long time.
Melon. Very nice.
I do like crafting. Bruh, got him.
Oh, he gets up.
It's funny.
Oh, we.
Good. Yeah. Ow.
Oh my god. Amazing.
You should have said the rings of power right after.
Can you imagine if he does the Cruella thing like Lord of the Rings? I like that. You know, the DeVille
Say it
line.
again. Yeah.
It'd be so good
Enforced
if
it.
he went Lord of the Rings. I like that.
What are we? Some kind of Lord of the Rings of Power Season 2, Episode 8?
Well, are you gonna ask him and he's gonna tell you?
Jeff. Joff. Jerf.
Steve.
Steve. Le Poisson. Steve.
He's gonna turn them on Adar. He literally got the fucking the weak one. He got the one who like couldn't even Fucking
Has
unreal.
Adar been mean to you ever?
Mm.
Do you guys like maybe
No.
don't like him? Oh, this guy.
Isildur.
Oh,
Do you know, by the way, that oh, fuck.
yeah.
In the Peter Jackson films, this character kills Sauron.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the story, it's actually his father, Elendil, and Gil-galad, Mr. Corporate Fat Elf, the king, who
Yeah.
actually kills Sauron together.
Okay.
Like the first time, like they kill him,
Yeah,
and then Isildur, they both die, and Isildur cuts the ring off Sauron's hand, and then takes it to Mount Doom, and then doesn't throw it in Mount Doom. In the films, Isildur actually kills Sauron by cutting the ring off his finger, which is kind of funny. And then does the same thing where he just doesn't throw it in the fire, which is fine. Like it's a subtle change, but it's like whatever. Instead of his father killing Sauron, he killed Sauron. This character still exists for some reason. Also, obviously, Aragorn's forefather. Aragorn. Where are they?
One of the sets.
True.
One of the six.
One of the 6 sets they have.
Like
yeah.
I feel like I've seen.
Yeah,
this
we've seen
room a
this.
bunch
This is
of-
the
a
room that
bunch
had
of
3
times.
doors. Do you remember?
Yeah.
The room where she goes.
The
There's one
3-door
door. She
room.
goes back. The other's another door. It's a busy day.
Yeah. There was
The
when he got the
yeah.
fucking. I guess it was the sword.
Yeah,
What was the
I don't-
thing that he
it was
got?
the key that unlocked Mordor
Yeah.
or something.
Okay. Yeah.
Remember? It's awful. Also, Spoodersaurus, Sauron was not canonically a big guy with armor on.
For you.
That like wore the ring outside of his armor. That was just a creative decision by Peter Jackson.
It's not him. It's a trick.
What was her name? Wow, the chemistry is just flying off the screen.
Sorry, is there smoke in your house?
That's a good question.
Is there fire?
Are you cooking?
Are you gonna get carbon monoxide poisoning? This doesn't look properly ventilated. Is there a chimney? What's burning? Okay.
Oh, I remember this character. She has a husband, right? But she tricked him. She didn't tell him that she had a husband, and then I don't know. It's fucking. I don't understand what the fuck they're doing.
I'm just like,
It's so bad.
what's burning? That bothers me. Like they're indoors. If you have like a fire, there should be a chimney, right?
Yep.
What else is burning? There's just like smoke coming in from
Maybe
like
it's
random
I don't
points
know.
in the room.
Oh God Almighty.
Earned. Finally, we've got the kiss. We've been like they. Every time they play music like this, when someone kisses, it's like the implication is like, finally.
Yeah, I know. But like there was nothing building up to it.
No, yeah, it's fucking. I hate this shit. Like the music is just trying to. Okay, we never found out what's burning inside their home. Oh, it's cold
Wow,
out.
this character.
It's-
Wow, this character.
Mother. What's burning? Oh.
How did Isildur perish? Oh, the horse that, yeah. He's like,
Okay. Hi.
wife? Is that his wife?
My wife.
What about low women?
Same. My father. Duh. Not another horse death. There's plenty of dead horses to go around. Okay?
Fucking unreal. Wow. Hear this now. Armada.
What?
I don't understand.
This is a very low energy finale to the season. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, they just spent it all in the penultimate episode.
More of nothing's happening.
Like, you're supposed to do things in the last.
Yeah, it's supposed to pay off everything you've set up.
But then they want to cliffhanger us for season 3. They're like, we might do something in season 3. Okay, weird angle. Another weird angle.
Oh god, it's gonna be Sauron. Somehow it's gonna be Sauron. I swear to God, if it's him, I'm gonna lose my mind. Oh. Okay.
It's funny that they started with the Dutch angles before the tone.
Yeah.
Like,
I swear to God, if he says the name of an actual...
This is very
Hold
funny.
on, wait.
And now the music's not reflecting the angles at all. This is just so thrown together. No communication. Like, let's do every shot Dutch angle in this scene.
I swear to God, if he...
And then the music just doesn't match.
I'm like...
What the fuck?
What's gonna happen? Is he gonna...
A ring pop. God. Bitches swallowed more of my children than any elf alive. These Dutch angles, I can't believe they're like, yeah, the whole scene except this shot. Why? This is bad filmmaking.
She gonna kiss him?
There's no communication between departments. Okay. Just do the rest of the show in Dutch angles. Why not? Fuck it. Just do the whole rest of the fucking series.
They might.
Why not? Makes just as much sense. Let's make people even more sick. Glug. Glug.
Glug.
Glug, glug, glug. It's never too late to turn things around. Eh! More Dutch. Where's Missy Elliott? Pass that Dutch. Pass that Dutch. Okay.
Oh, he came with them.
I guess.
I like how the crown was just there. No more Dutch angles.
Yeah, well, no, this is one. Yeah. What the fuck? Why are you filming it so stupid? This is giving, like, this is like a headache type episode. Oh.
It's a funny face.
He's fine.
Oh, he's still alive.
You're big kids. You're big kids now.
This is so stupid.
Oh, that was the final blow.
Yeah, that one.
Because that one hit an organ that he needed.
Yeah. All the others were like a magician's box.
Those were all superficial organs. Lungs, not necessary.
She's just standing there watching this. It's so funny. More Dutch angles. What, they're going to ignore Galadriel? The most important elf alive, arguably?
Can we just tilt the camera back?
She does think too much of him.
This is a nightmare for me. This is like a bad dream. Why did the lighting change? Like the entire color temperature changed. They're losing daylight probably.
No.
This feels like a different day.
Yeah, it probably was a different day. Okay. Did he just get lucky that he stumbled upon her?
I don't know. That was a really weak looking.
We're getting an epic boss battle.
Oh.
Wow.
These are awful fight scenes.
Yeah.
What the fuck? The music is just, it's trying to make up for.
Wow, they actually did
not...
raise Eregion and capture Gil-galad. That's impressive. And Elrond. Oh, it's like Saddam.
Not Christopher Columbus.
These woke orcs raising statues and shit.
Yeah.
I like how there was a clean cut. Did you see the pedestal of that statue?
Oh, yeah. Well, they're all physics experts. Who cares?
You just told like a Rust player.
Yeah. It's like children's filmmaking.
You just told a Rust player how to troll you, and he did.
Oh. That sound effect was fun. Yeah, it shouldn't have been doused in oil.
He kind of was, it looks like. That just means they can do whatever they want. That means they can just kill like, if you think about it, Elrond and Gil-galad just heard they want the leaders unharmed. It means they have God mode.
Yeah,
they can just start fighting until they can't kill you.
Yeah.
They can't even hurt you. You can just start going to town. Oh my god, we're back here.
This is a bad location for a fight scene.
Oh,
too.
yeah.
There's nothing that feels iconic about this or meaningful.
No, not at all.
Interesting or.
I don't even know where they are.
Exactly.
They're in some random forest.
Now to rock zone. Okay, that was funny.
I like how he's using the crown to fight. It's really fun.
They thought they were cooking.
Ah, God Almighty. What is this
We're not
Joker
so
Batman
different,
shit?
you and I. Oh. How did you get that much air? Could you imagine lifting someone off the ground with a kick, like upwards?
That'd be impressive.
Kicking someone and they go up. That's fun. It's one thing to stumble, to lose your balance from a kick. Going up? Getting lunched?
I can't get over how silly this is.
Okay. That's me in Dark Souls. I keep hitting the wall. Oh, no. Who's they? Who's
Just
they?
a gender-neutral pronoun. This is so silly.
No, shoot her. I'm the real Spider-Man. Why? What the fuck is... Why does this matter? What happened?
Who's he gonna be next? It's like a who's who. He's gonna be fucking Bryce Walker from 13 Reasons Why.
He should be one of the horses.
He should be one of the horses.
Or the dog.
It'd be so funny if someone stumbled upon them and they're like, who's the real Galadriel?
Yeah,
It's like, it was her.
Shoot. Shoot her.
So basically, he's choosing to be this form with this ugly hair.
I guess, yeah.
He's like, this is how I'm gonna look.
Fucking Mystique. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Like, it might just be her in her head. He's doing mind tricks. Oh. That was not an epic line at all. That was awful.
Brute force.
The door is shut.
It's gonna get solved by brute force. They're gonna fight each other until one of them wins. Wow. Riveting.
I feel like even just saying the door is closed would have been a better line. Like, shut is a very weird
It's aggressive.
sound to end it on.
So epic.
That hit your
so
your
cool.
cheek.
Where are they?
Stonehenge. Ow.
Nice.
That was my good
She dead yet?
buddy. Ow. Ah. Ow.
That's so fun.
Ow! That shot is so bad.
Wow.
Oh, good direction.
Wow.
That was funny. Yes. There's that northern sun. Ow.
Really?
Included.
Yeah, it's gonna be Durin, yeah. Late.
Huh?
What? His face when he said that?
Yeah. That angle didn't make any sense.
Nice.
Every fucking moment in every, like, action is so clumsy. It's funny to see so many in a row, like, when they're doing big battles, like, it's just so insane. Hmm. All of these fucking one-liners she's trying to do,
I
she's
know.
so lame. She's so bad at them. Heal yourself. Well, it looks like she's not making it to the Jackson films.
Nope. You know what's gonna happen, right? The horse is gonna save her.
Yeah. Damn, she's not gonna be in Rush Hour 3. He forgot his line. Ow. Okay.
Mm-hmm. What she felt? Oh, it wasn't even water. I thought it was like gonna be water or something. No, she just felt like 1,000 feet.
I guess the fallen branches are to imply that some.
You're reading a
broker
lot
fall
into
little.
this.
They did no. I mean, that would have been the only way for this to
Yeah, I know
make
you're
any
right.
sense.
You're right.
But they didn't do a good job communicating it.
Oh my
God. The wounds of the soul. Oh fuck! It's a spiritual attack.
like the way he flipped his ring, like turning it like Ash turning his cap backwards.
Yeah, true. She's getting Jordan Peterson right now. It is definitely spirits.
1,000 feet.
It is definitely apple cider doing this.
Wow.
This is like Madam Web. Right?
Oh, but Elrond can if he puts the ring on. What happened to the third ring? There was a third elven ring that.
So is it just the one ring of the Jackson films that can change size?
No. Well, yes.
Okay. So if he's got fat fingers,
it's actually not. That's actually not true.
Okay.
But it's more complicated than that.
Okay.
So I won't get into it right now. But Elrond is known as a healer, so they're kind of pulling that arc out of nowhere, even though like they could have built up to it in some way. But nope, they were just like, he's a healer now.
Remember Fem Frodo?
I remember. I remember how like we had this
Nori, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember how this entire arc of the story,
and there's Sam.
This entire part of the story has nothing to do with the rest of the story.
No, really, no.
None of these characters have interacted with any of the other characters we've met. Think about that.
I don't even know what they're trying to do.
Like,
I don't remember why they're on a journey.
That's the thing.
I don't remember why they're out of their homes.
That's the thing. Like, think about that. None of these characters have talked or met any of the other characters in the show. Why do they exist?
Gandalf.
That's it, just Gandalf. But I mean, like, Gandalf included. Like, I include Gandalf in this list of characters. He has never met anyone. Why? Why is this arc? You just wasted from season 1 till now. What was it, 16 episodes we watched following these fucking halflings.
Whoa.
These fucking halflings halfway across Middle Earth. We're following these halflings for no reason. We didn't get a villain. We didn't get anything. They didn't interact with the rest of the story. Excise them. Take them out of the story completely. Just take them out of the story. They don't need to be in the story. Take them out of the story completely. Nothing changes. Literally, I have never... Like, you know how like we've joked that there's like movies that you've seen that you could watch where you could cut out an entire character and it wouldn't change the story at all? You know, like you've seen movies like that. But the thing about those movies is if you literally tried to do the edit, you would break down somewhere because the character invariably interacts with other characters in the movie. Yeah. These characters don't, which means you could literally edit this entire series. You can completely edit the characters completely out of it. Every single scene with the halflings and Gandalf completely out of the show, and it would make, you would lose not an iota of meaning from the show.
So far.
Oh yeah, now it's at the end of season 2.
Season 5.
At the end of season 2, they're all gonna meet
together. Yeah.
Elendil, what's Elendil doing? He did nothing. He did fuck all. Isn't it fucking insane how they wrote this?
Oh, they wrote it? I could barely tell.
They definitely wrote it. AI would not come out with something this bad.
AI would have been better, yeah.
AI would have literally been better.
Fine.
Would have been just fine.
Okay. You're really tall. You're like tall, way taller than I feel like you were in others. Like I feel like the height difference is increased. I feel like there's not a consistent. I feel like if you brought back,
it's not consistent.
I feel like if you brought back other scenes where they're standing next to each other, Sonics, and you gave a line like, okay, she at hip height, like even in that shot, they were shorter in the previous shot, like literally fucking 10 seconds ago.
Yeah,
they were shorter. I swear.
Yeah,
look, she's way taller. Now she's up to his shoulders.
There's no consistency at all.
This is in the same scene. You don't even have to go back, Sonics. It's here. What the fuck? She's growing so fast. Oh, they're on the beach that she turns old.
Maybe you should go with them. She's got her. Honestly, her eye makeup has been on point the entire show. Her eyebrows, her mascara, genetic. It's just all on point the entire show.
There is no makeup.
Beatles. Hey, I'm so
you don't
Irish.
Even know what's happening in the universe.
Yeah.
You can't say this.
She's literally getting taller. They're not even showing the bottom of these characters. They could easily cheat this. Just put them on a box. They're not even showing the... You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah.
It's not even like expensive to cheat this. They're not showing their legs. You just stand on a box. She's wearing a dress. They're both wearing dresses. You can't even see their legs. Put stilts on them. This fucking soundtrack.
All right, well, I'm going behind a corner over here for a little bit, and goodbye.
Why are they leaving?
I don't know. I don't know why anyone's doing anything, especially in this story. Oh! This is lightsaber.
It's music.
Dark again. Are we gonna get some CG in this shot? Is this a CG scene?
I can't see anything.
Exactly. Let's see if I'm right.
I think
Or
it's
is it
just
gonna
like
end?
It's gonna.
Okay, never mind.
It's just a reference to the dream he had. I was going back to Tom, who for some reason is in Run. I don't understand. Why did you have to have this character here if you needed to teleport him across the map? Just for it to make any sense, which it doesn't.
No.
Riddles in the dark.
And he's gonna say no.
No.
His staff finds him.
Yeah.
Or her.
Amazing. Is it the same as Star Wars? I don't know how that works.
I don't know. He is Yoda.
Yeah.
But I don't know. He's definitely a Yoda. And that's definitely a lightsaber.
Go down. Just come on. No, don't let the song begin. Stop.
Is this a song that's canon?
It's an actual song, yes, but they're making the melody. I think.
It's funny that they waited until now to just say it, though. So what percentage do you think now?
Clearly 100%.
You never know.
That's it?
No, there's some more scenes. Ew, that's an ugly ass constellation.
So that's K.
Yeah, what the fuck is that?
At least they didn't absolutely massacre that song.
It is funny, like, just imagining them constructing this. They're like, oh yeah, at the end of season 2, we'll say Gandalf.
And what's for
what purpose? I don't know. You know.
But I just don't understand what this character is. We got introduced this character like 3 episodes ago. He did shit all.
It's the leader of the Fire Nation.
He looks so much like Christopher Lee, by the way. Like, now that I'm, like, looking at it.
Yeah.
Like...
Ugh. It's crazy how boring this episode is. It's cool that we're back here in this set that we've seen a lot. Hey. Oh, God. Oh.
You know what else? There was a Balrog of Morgoth.
Oh, but the rocks fell in the way, and it's fine now.
So how's Khazad-dûm going to fall? Oh, really? Is that how it works? Is that how that works? Oh, he has a brother. Wouldn't it be great if we met his brother? He has a brother. Did you know that? Because I just discovered that. I discovered that he has a brother just now. 50 minutes into the last episodes of season 2. You know what would have been great? If you developed that.
Your brother. What's his name?
Steve.
Stupid. Garbage writing. Garbage of the lowest tier.
Yeah, his brother is also named Durin. Or Bort. It'd be funny if there's just always 2 Durins. You kill one, they
That
gotta
would
bring it.
piss
They
me
gotta
off.
bring another.
By the way, this is like during the 6th. Like, there's like, this is like, it's supposed to be like the 5th or the 6th.
Is this the same place she fell, or they brought her
No,
here?
no, they went to.
Okay.
This is clearly supposed to be like Rivendell.
Oh yeah, they're healing.
This is like Rivendell, almost certainly. Did you give the 3rd ring to Círdan already? Did they give? I didn't see. Did they give Narya to Círdan? They're gonna found Rivendell.
He's fine. Are your arrow wounds healed? Or your stabs? What happened to you again? Yeah, you were hurt by something.
Yeah, his arrow wounds,
For,
but they all healed. They healed everything.
Momentarily.
Yeah, they healed all of it. Everyone's a commander. Who ranked these people? He's the High King. He gets to choose.
Baby bimbo.
They all have long hair now.
Cool. What?
So nothing happens. That's
No,
it.
yeah,
That's the
yeah.
show.
Like it feels like nothing was
Nothing
accomplished.
happens.
Really.
Wonderful.
Look, it's leading somewhere. Like things might happen at some point.
This music. So distracting.
Shiny. Ah! What? What prompted this? What the fuck? It's like at the end of The Lion King where they're like, "Roar!" Sorry, no, they ripped it off from Kimba. Very epic on a cliff. They stole it from Kimba. You can't be on a cliff at the end of an episode looking out and doing something epic. This sucked.
That was really bad.
Like, what the fuck? Huh? Yeah, so what? Season 3 is happening in 2027? It's insane. Like, just fucking... Just finish it! Deliver us from evil,
Real.
Amazon. God, what's going on? Why do we have to wait so long for them to just release a piece of shit? Why do we have to wait so long for them to literally shit on a plate?
So bad.
Fucking just give up. Stop releasing it or release them now. What do you mean you can't rush art? What are they? You can't tell that they spent time on it. What are they doing this whole time? Condense the rest of the script from season 3 to 5 into one season. And be like, no. That was a bad press release. We weren't ever going to do 5 seasons. It was only going to be 3. And then season 3 will feel like, oh my god, this is like moving 3 times as fast. That's how you save it.
I don't think they can save it.
I mean, no one's going to watch it, but like the 10 people left will be like, this was better.
I mean, they might be able to create something marginally better than this, but they're not going to save it. They just wrote themselves into too much of a corner.
Oh yeah, they had a bad start.
Like it's like they had a bad start. They could have saved it. I think they could have saved it. Maybe season 1, episode like 5 or 6. I think they could have still saved it. Honestly,
Sure.
I think that they still could have saved it if they wrote the characters a little bit better. But like the problem is like they wrote the characters so poorly. They wrote the plot so poorly. The story doesn't make any sense, right? It doesn't make any sense. You're not invested. You're not attached to any of the characters.
No.
And now they've written themselves from a plot perspective, somewhere that's so like, just it's you can't. Where do you go from here, right? Like think about this.
You don't.
So there's there's a lot of things that they I don't know like even if it's worth like talking about.
Yes.
The canon, because the canon doesn't even matter at this point, right? Like legitimately the canon
Probably
doesn't
not,
matter
no.
because again, like I said this earlier, I'm just going to repeat it, which is you're allowed to deviate from the canon. You are allowed to deviate from the canon if you believe that that deviation is going to result in a better story, right? And better character development, right? You can do that. But instead, they deviated from the canon and they did fuck all with it. And they couldn't pick a lane, right? They couldn't pick a lane how much they want to deviate from the canon. Like the part where we discovered that Elendil has another son named Anarion, right? That's what we discovered. We discovered this in the finale of season 2. We discovered that Elendil has another son named Anarion, right? That's really important. In season 1, when they introduced Numenor, the Elendil introduced us to his son Isildur and his daughter, right? Am I like hallucinating that? Like I'm pretty sure they were like Isildur, and Isildur has a sister, right? And that they gave her some weird name that I don't even remember. Okay, so here's a question to the writers. You know that canonically, Elendil has 2 sons, Anarion and Isildur. You want to give Isildur a sibling in the show. So you decide to make the sibling a sister. Okay, fine. Maybe do femme Anarion. You know what? I'm all for it, right? You want to do Anarion, but she's a girl and she goes found God. Great, do that, right? But then in literally the last season of episode of season 2, you reveal that actually they both have a third brother named Anarion, which means they didn't remove Anarion from the script and replace him with a sister character. They just shoved in a less important character, the sister, for no reason.
Maybe that's
and
them
did not
undoing
introduce us to the important character Anarion.
What if they changed their mind and that's their way of trying to pretend they didn't?
Like
legit. What if they were going to and then they didn't?
But why wouldn't they? Right? They already wrote the sister character in.
Why would they do a lot of it?
They wrote the sister character in. Just have the sister take the role of Anarion, right? Let her be Anarion. Let them develop a relationship between them. Let her go found the kingdom of Fëanor, right? Like they can do that, right? In the first Peter Jackson movie, they removed Glorfindel, one of my favorite characters, one of the favorite character, a fan favorite. They removed Glorfindel completely.
Glorfindel.
And they replaced him with Arwen's character, who was, Elrond's daughter, right? And they gave Arwen pretty much most of Glorfindel's character. They gave her like some of the story and some of the plot beats and they even gave her Glorfindel's horse, Asphalloth. They gave her everything. They were like, okay, you're going to be Glorfindel because you don't have enough women in this movie, which is true. They didn't have enough female characters. So they gave her the Glorfindel role. Great. Do that with Anarion. right? This is just one example I'm nitpicking, but like this is just an example of how they can't stay in their lane, right? They're doing this Durin thing with the two Durins, right? For no reason, right? So canonically, let me just tell the story very quickly of Durin's Bane. Actually, I have to go back, right? The question is, do you want to know about like what actually canonically happens and how that story is better? Like, do you even care, or do we just want to riff on the show because the show is absolutely awful? Because this could literally be like a 2-hour podcast. I don't want to like.
I mean, if
I don't want to like, you know what I mean?
I'm willing to listen to anything, but I don't know how much time you have.
I'm not gonna stay too long. I don't want to. I have some stuff to do later.
Yeah.
But if you don't mind me rambling for a bit,
I would love you to. I need to pee really quick.
Okay, you can pee. I'm gonna take these headphones off because they don't matter anymore. Thankfully. Oh fuck. I just got my hair did today. I literally just got my hair done and came in to record this, which is why it looks so nice. The real Sonics, don't tell Adam, but I literally bought one. He's gonna make fun of me. I'm gonna break it out one of these as a surprise. I'm gonna break it out. Yeah, I did. I'm not even kidding. I bought like a long ass pipe that goes from here to here. I don't even smoke. Yeah, no, I'm gonna pull it out. I should have. Yeah, could just like do this and start anyway. Next time we're gonna watch Lord. I think we'll watch Lord of the Rings together, right? Maybe. I think that'd be great. There's some, because well, you know what we should do? We should watch the director's commentary instead of watching the movies. Just watch
on stream.
We could, but I mean, we don't have to watch it on stream. Like, I don't think it's necessary. But like with Fran Welsh and Fran and Philippa and their commentary on it, because they talk about their writing process and why they made the decisions that they made. So anyway, let me tell you about the Rings of Power. Now that we watched 2 seasons of this garbage. So actually, let's rewind a little bit. Let's go back. Let's go back.
Time.
Let's go back to the First Age, right? The world was created by a being called Eru Iluvatar. He's like God. He creates everyone else, all the Maiar, all the Ainur, and among the Ainur, he creates Melkor, who later becomes Morgoth, who's kind of like the Lucifer character of this mythology, right? And there's a classic Lucifer Fall from Grace story that Tolkien wrote, and they battle it out on Middle-earth. Eru doesn't get involved really, except here and there. And then they defeat Lucifer, or Melkor, Morgoth, who got referenced and whose crown it was, by the way, he was stabbing Galadriel with. This is Lucifer's crown.
Okay.
I'm just using Lucifer as the standing, so it's easier to follow. But Lucifer had a lieutenant named Sauron. So Sauron was actually kind of this Lucifer character's lieutenant from the First Age. He was a guy who was underneath Morgoth and who served him in the First Age. In the First Age, Morgoth gets defeated completely. He gets completely annihilated. He gets returned to the gods, to the Valar. They're called the gods, and the gods imprison him basically, and a bunch of shit happens. Sauron also gets defeated in the First Age, kind of alongside like everyone else. And in the Second Age, Sauron finds his way back into Middle-earth, and he needs to kind of craft a way to come back to power. And he has a long time to do this. Now, in the meantime, something else happens in the first. I skipped over the Lucifer story. I'm just going to tell one small thing about the Lucifer story, which is kind of important. And it's kind of the central story of the Silmarillion. So the gods were. So actually, let me take one more high level step back. Thematically, the story of the Lord of the Rings and the story of the Silmarillion and the legendarium that Tolkien creates, thematically, is a story about change. It's a story about starting from somewhere and how everything kind of slowly decays over time. How everything, like everyone dies in the end, like Synecdoche. Like that's kind of the theme. That's the main theme, because it starts from this single point of creation. Everything is beautiful and amazing. Everyone's creating things. Everyone's like, and the earth is unbelievably beautiful. And over time, over the course of literally 3 ages, the earth slowly starts losing its magic. The world starts losing its luster. Things change, and they change for the worse usually. And as that happens, a lot of the story is also nostalgic. It's a nostalgia for a time that was better, that was different. The context here is Tolkien was writing at pretty much the height of the Industrial Revolution. And Tolkien was born in like the 1800s. And he remembers a time like in 1800s Britain where he was out in the fields and they were farmers. They didn't have electricity. They didn't have anything, right? It was just like he was nostalgic for it. That was like the Shire. Like he wrote the Shire based on his experience growing up in like England, where it was like beautiful and serene and rustic and peaceful.
Yeah.
And he was part of that generation of people who saw the transition of our race as humans from this kind of peaceful, simpler time into the industrial age. And he got to witness the First World War, and he got to witness industrialization and machine guns and electricity. And like it got better in some ways, but also it got really worse. And he was really nostalgic for that time. So if you read and you watch Lord of the Rings with some of that context in mind, some of the imagery of like Isengard with the towers, all the metal, like all the spike, it's very industrial versus like the Shire and the fields and the way the elves live, all in this heightened their connection to nature, right? So the connection with nature is also a very big a big thing, right? So if you watch it through that lens and through that context, you start to understand, where this thematically is coming from. So now that we've laid the thematic kind of high level groundwork, talk about the Silmarils. So the story is about creation. At the very beginning, Eru creates everything. He creates everything and everyone. And all of the things that he creates start creating things themselves. So he creates these demigods called the Ainur, who start creating things. They start creating their own races. Manwë creates a race of elves, for example. And Manwë is like the leader of the Ainur. He's like the peak. So think about Eru Ilúvatar as sort of like the universe, and then you've got like a pantheon of gods, like Greek gods, right? So Manwë would be like Zeus. He's like the king of the Valar. He's the strongest god. He's the strongest god that Eru Ilúvatar created, right? And the Hades of this story, if you want, like the strongest evil being is Melkor or Morgoth, Lucifer, the guy who Sauron would serve later, right?
They don't ever call him Lucifer. You're just saying that.
I'm saying they don't ever call him Lucifer. I'm just saying Lucifer.
But that's Morgoth.
It's Morgoth.
I'm
just gonna say it's just because it's easy to like because it's
Luciferian.
Yeah. So Melkor or He has two names. He has Melkor and Morgoth.
Okay.
He's Melkor
Morgoth
to the
is
gods,
easy.
but Morgoth when he becomes part of Middle Earth. But when he's with the gods, when he's still a Valar, he's Melkor.
Yeah. That was when he was less goth.
Yes, he was exactly less goth, like Mordor and less Thor.
Thanks, boy.
So Manwë is like Zeus, and there's a bunch of other Ainur around him. Like there's Ulmo, who's the god of the sea. There's Aule, who's like the kind of craftsman. There's Yavanna, who's like the goddess of the nature, and she creates Ents, right? And all of these gods are creating other beings, and they're doing it in kind of service of Eru's vision. They want to create things. Everyone wants to create things, but they all have to wait. They have to wait for Eru to create the important people first. And Eru actually does. Eru creates kind of the main races. He creates men especially, which is kind of noteworthy. And he loves men. The men are his favorite race. And he loves them so much that he grants them the gift of mortality, which is an interesting framing. They're the only species that are doomed to die.
It is a gift.
It's a gift. So Aule is a really important Valar who gets referenced in this show a couple of times because he creates the races of dwarves. He awakens the dwarves for the first time, and he does it without Eru's blessing. He kind of does it like kind of almost in secret, but not really. He didn't mean to do it. He's not a malicious god. He's just kind of a very keen craftsman. And Tolkien uses Aule and Aule's descendants as sort of and dwarves especially, as sort of a stand-in for the kind of person in society who is like a craftsman, right? So Aule was a great smith. He was the smith of the Valar. So you go Eru, then you have Aule, and then underneath Aule, you've got. So Aule was an Ainur, and underneath you have these kind of god race, right? And they go to Middle Earth, and they kind of go to Middle Earth. I mean, everything's taking place on the same dimension for now because we haven't rounded the planet yet. And they form Valinor, and Tol Eressëa, and just kind of these lands of the gods, this heaven, this paradise. And in this Valinor, well, they have some fights with Melkor, Morgoth. There's some fighting that goes on. Blah blah blah. Stuff happens, and there's a character named Fëanor who's really really important. You saw him in the very first episode of this series of season 1, episode 1. There you got the oath of Fëanor at the very beginning. Fëanor is an elf who is also a craftsman, and Fëanor is born in Valinor, if my memory serves. And he was so old that he's one of the people who saw the initial trees of Valinor, which gave light to the world.
Okay.
Right? Again, I'm going to digress very briefly just to say that the way that light came into the world, similar to how in the Bible, like God says, let there be light, and there's light. In this world, there were 2 lamps in Valinor that were the initial source of like light. They were the sun and the moon, kind of, if you want to think about them that way. And then Melkor came and destroyed them. And then, so they planted 2 trees. There was always this thing about 2s. There were the 2 trees of Valinor, and the trees shone with enough light to light all of the earth. Right? They were brilliant trees. And Galadriel was actually born at that point. She was born in the year of the trees. And when she was born, the light from the trees literally reflected into her hair. And her hair, that's why she's called Galadriel. Her name literally means like golden hair.
That's why she's so white.
It's also why she's so white. You can't have a black Galadriel. It's like Snow White,
sense.
or it's like woke Galadriel. So that's why. So that's why Galadriel's name is Galadriel. Her hair is historically beautiful. Everyone who gazes upon her hair is in awe because her hair literally shines with the same brightness of the light that lit the initial world.
Yeah.
Right. So that's how old she is.
What's up, Galadriel? Ah.
Yeah, pretty much. You have to wear sunglasses. So Fëanor was also born around that time, and Fëanor wanted to capture the light from the trees because he was also a craftsman. And all the craftsman characters in Lord of the Rings, all of them, Aule, Fëanor, Saruman to some extent, Sauron himself is a craftsman, Celebrimbor is a craftsman. All of the craftsman characters in Lord of the Rings are kind of tragic characters. They're characters who are so obsessed with creating that you don't understand what they're doing, and they sometimes stumble and they create things that they didn't mean to create that make the world a worse place. Think about this was after Tolkien, but think about like the Manhattan Project and things like that. He's saying like being a craftsman is good, and it's good to be a craftsman. It's good to craft, but there's a point to which where if all you're obsessed with is the craft, and you get locked in and just warp and drowned in the craft, that you're gonna lose sight of the bigger picture, and eventually you might end up crafting things you don't mean to craft. Right? So Fëanor crafted these things called these kind of jewels that captured the light from the trees of Valinor. They captured the light themselves, and these jewels were called the Silmarils, which is the namesake of the book, the Silmarillion. The Silmarils were brilliant, and they were the most like amazing jewels that were ever crafted. They literally held, and then the two trees of Valinor end up getting destroyed by Morgoth again. Except instead of lamps, it's trees. So Morgoth, and he destroys them with the help of actually Shelob's great-grandmother, Ungoliant, a giant spider, which is kind of funny. So Sauron, or Morgoth and Ungoliant destroy the 2 trees of Valinor. And so the Silmarils become the most valuable objects on the planet because they're the only objects that actually have the original light from the trees of Valinor. That's the light is encased within them in a way, right? So they become unbelievably valuable. And Morgoth eventually decides he wants them, and Fëanor swears to kill Morgoth. He makes an oath, and then Fëanor becomes a tragic character and does his own thing. Morgoth, the Silmarils. So Morgoth eventually tries to get the Silmarils. It's a whole thing. I'm not going to spoil it because maybe we'll get some Silmarillion stuff later. Morgoth is defeated. Blah blah blah. Sauron is there. He's there. He's seen all this happen. He's seen Fëanor fight Morgoth. He's seen the fall of Gondolin. And after the Second Age, but literally the entire planet, like an entire section of the planet called Beleriand, just kind of falls and just ceases to exist. So that brings us to the Second Age, where Sauron is now kind of alone. There's no Morgoth. There's no Melkor. There's no Fëanor. There's no Valar even, because the Valar are kind of far away. I'll get to Numenor later. He decides, okay, I want to take over the world because no one else can do it, and the world's in a state of disorder, and I can put it into order. That's kind of like the classic motivation. So he devises this whole thing about crafting the rings. And Sauron's a great craftsman, but he's not that good. He's not that good of a smith. He needs help from a craftsman that's better than him. So he goes to Eregion, and he befriends Celebrimbor. Celebrimbor is a descendant of Fëanor. So Fëanor made the Silmarils. Celebrimbor is literally a descendant of that line. He is also a craftsman. It's in his blood, and he's like a master craftsman. He's one of the greatest craftsmen in the world. So Sauron naturally goes to him and disguises himself as Annatar the Fair, Lord of Gifts. So kind of they got that part. And he works under Celebrimbor for years, for like a really long time. I think it was like 17 years or something. And while they're working together, they together craft a bunch of rings. They craft a whole bunch of rings. Just kind of essays in the craft is the quote that Gandalf gives. They're like essays in the craft, right? Some of those rings are like small trinkets. They end up who knows. They're just like a bunch of rings. And then eventually they craft 16 rings that are special. They craft a batch of rings together that are just a little bit more powerful than everything else they've crafted so far. They eventually become known as the 16 lesser rings. They craft all 16 together. They don't do 3, then blah blah blah, then 7, then 9. They do 16 first. So, and what is the reason for crafting these rings? What's the reason that Annatar gives Celebrimbor? Why should we craft these rings? Well, these rings have a special ability. They have the ability to preserve the world. So we talked earlier about the world, how the world decays into entropy and keeps losing magic as a function of time. Well, these rings can stop that completely. They can preserve all the things that you care about. They can preserve the world as is. They can literally preserve the world. It's incredible. They're unbelievably powerful rings. So Celebrimbor, when he forged the 16 rings with Sauron, intended all 16 of those rings to go to elves, because he's like, okay, all the elves in every kingdom and every little, hamlet here and there are going to have these big leaders. They're going to have the rings, and we're going to use those rings to preserve our empire. He did not intend for the rings to get into the hands of dwarves. He did not craft them for that reason. He didn't intend for them to go into the hands of men, for sure. He just crafted these 16 rings. These 16 rings, because Sauron helped him craft those rings, were kind of tainted with Sauron's kind of power, if you want. So these 16 rings are kind of like mind control rings. They're think of it in that way, in an easy way. After he goes up and does this, Celebrimbor actually secretly, without Sauron's help, goes and crafts 3 greater rings by himself. And those 3 rings are better than the 16 rings. They're more powerful. And these 3 rings end up being wielded by the elves.
And they're not mind control rings.
They're not mind control rings. This is an important distinction.
Sauron didn't have any.
Correct. Sauron didn't actually help with the creation of those 3 rings. That was just Celebrimbor. Okay. So the first 3 rings that they made in the show are technically out of order, because he actually crafts them at the end. He doesn't craft them at the beginning. He crafts the 3 because it doesn't make sense if you think about it. Like, if you're getting better and better at a craft, you wouldn't craft your best work and then craft shittier versions of them. You would slowly craft bad versions, and eventually you'd master or perfect your craft, and then you'd end up with the final product, which is the best version of what you can do.
Tell that to Peter Jackson in the Hobbit trilogy.
That was an interesting one. We'll talk about the prologue, because I think that's one of the best prologues ever. And he explains what happens in the prologue too. We're not going to get to that. So now we've got these 16 lesser rings, and you have these 3 greater rings, right? The 3 greater rings go to Galadriel, Gil-galad, and Círdan, the shipwright. Those are the 3 people that get these 3 rings. Celebrimbor gives them rings. This all happens, by the way, over the span of decades and decades and decades, right? This is over the course of decades. He crafts 16 rings, and he does another 3 rings. He gives them blah, blah, blah. And eventually Sauron betrays Celebrimbor, obviously, and he starts the siege of Eregion, and he tortures Celebrimbor for a long time. Like, think martyrs. Like, he literally tortures the shit out of Celebrimbor to get Celebrimbor to reveal where the rings are. Celebrimbor doesn't. I believe he reveals where the 16 rings are, and like Sauron eventually gets the 16 rings. All 16 rings, by the way, the 16 lesser rings. But he never gets Celebrimbor to reveal where the other 3 rings were, the 3 important ones that he really cared about. So Sauron, he's like, all right, fine. I've got he actually just wanted all of them to be my control rings, especially the 3 rings. He wanted to control the elves. He sieges Eregion, Celebrimbor dies. He grabs the rings and he leaves. He goes east. He's like, all right, fuck it. I can't do anything here. These people are too powerful. Like, there's too many armies. Like, Sauron does not have an army at this point. There's no Mordor. There's no, like, none of this shit about, like, this is all bullshit, right? Like, they changed it and they didn't even do a good job of telling a good story because of it. Right? They just changed it for no reason, to make him strong. No, the elves had an incredible army. the Númenóreans had the strongest army on the planet at this time, like when the story is being told. The forces of darkness and evil did not have strength here. The Second Age famously was a time when the forces of darkness were retreating and the forces of like light were taking over and kind of stabilizing the world, right? So they changed it a bit, whatever. He goes east. He goes east and he goes, okay, I need to do something with these rings, all right? I can't give them to the elves because the elves already know they are like the jig's up. So he disguises himself and he manipulates the rings he manipulates 7 of the rings into the hands of dwarves, into the hands of 7 dwarven leaders. There were 7 dwarven tribes at the time, if you want, and each king of each tribe got a ring. He gave them a ring. He's like, great, you can have these rings. Then he manipulated 9 rings into the hands of various men, and the men were all also kind of princes and dukes and things like that. So let me do a slight digression here to talk about what are the powers of these rings. Like, what do these rings actually do when you put it on, right? Does it make you invisible, blah, blah, blah? Do they change size? Well, the answer is the 16 rings actually do change size because Sauron helped create them. And what they're intended to do is what I told you earlier. They preserve the world.
Yeah.
So if you give it to someone, what it does is it actually gives you what you want. It amplifies whatever it is that you desire.
Yeah.
It amplifies that desire and it makes you better at getting it.
Okay.
So it literally is just a buff. Think of it as just like it gives you a buff in all of the places that you want a buff. So the dwarves, what do they care about? They care about being rich and wealth and riches. So it is true to say that when the dwarves get the rings, they end up it ends up amplifying their greed. But they don't work as intended in the sense that he can't actually control their minds because it turns out the dwarves have this sort of clockwork mind that just doesn't work that way. They're too stubborn. So they kind of referenced it in this show when Sauron went to the dwarves and said, hey, can you guys give me Mithril? And they said no, right? They kind of defied him. So the dwarves actually don't kind of succumb to the mind control aspect of this situation.
Was it intended to mind control all the dwarves, or would it only mind control the one that was wearing it, and they're just
the ones that are wearing it?
But yeah,
but by virtue,
that would be like a leader.
They were always they were all kings. And then in the case of the men actually became kings.
Okay, yeah.
Because they have a buff, right? So they just like, oh fuck, I want to be I want power because that's what men want. They want power and they want immortality. So what happens? They get power. They all become kings. They all become powerful, and they all become immortal. But they become immortal in a really unhelpful way. Yeah. Because their life starts getting stretched thinner and thinner and thinner until they become wraiths. And they eventually become the 9 Nazgùl. Yeah. So the 9 Nazgùl are the 9 kings that he manipulated the rings into. Their lives, they get what they want. They want to live forever. So now they're living forever, except they're living in this wraith form in the shadow world. Yeah. Right? Like it's great.
Now they have to ride black horses.
Yeah, exactly. Like who wants that? So again, Sauron.
So wait, do all the wraiths still have the rings on?
Yes.
Okay.
Every single wraith.
And if they take them off, do they die?
I don't know.
It would be extremely painful.
It would be extremely painful. But yes, all of the wraiths canonically have rings. And actually, so there's actually a king of the wraiths, the Witch King. He's kind of the head wraith. He also is kind of special, but I'm not going to talk about him at all. Okay. So the 9 rings work as intended on the men. The 7 don't work at all on the dwarves, and there's 3 in the hands of the elves. So,
and the 3 are not mind control.
They're not quite mind control.
Wait, so is it 3 remaining from the ones that Sauron helped with? Or
no,
is it
the 3 are the ones that Celebrimbor. These were the 3 extra that Celebrimbor kind of canonically created. And there's some confusion about these 3 rings because in some versions of the story, Sauron does help in crafting them, or at least aids in some way or uses some technique. But I'll get to why that's important. Okay. So now I have to do the thing. In the land of Mordor, in the fires of Mount Doom, the Dark Lord Sauron forged in secret a master ring. And into this ring, he poured his cruelty, his malice, and his will to dominate all life. So that's the classic. He goes to Mordor, he creates a ring that, using his knowledge from Celebrimbor, who's now dead. So Celebrimbor gets tortured and killed. So Sauron becomes the only...
He gets murdered.
Yeah. by Sauron.
Okay.
So Sauron becomes the only person on the planet who knows how to craft magic rings. He's becomes de facto the most powerful person on the planet. So he creates a ring in Mordor, and the fires of Mordor are the fires of Mount Doom, the Orodruin, if you want, is a special fire. It's a really powerful fire, and that's why he chooses that locale. He chooses this volcano, Orodruin, to kind of craft this ring in. He creates the ring, the One Ring, and he actually inscribes on the ring himself his desire, the ring verse in Black speech: one ring to rule them all, one ring to find them, one ring to bring them all, and in the darkness bind them. And it's through the crafting of this inscription.
Sorry, did that rhyme?
Yes.
Oh, so Black speech is rap.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
And actually, in Black speech, it also rhymes.
Okay.
I think Nambak Gimbatul. I used to know it in Black speech.
You're right.
It's fun. So he crafts the ring, and by pouring his cruelty, malice, and craftsmanship into this ring controls all the other rings. So as soon as he puts the ring on, everyone who was holding a ring, in theory, would get mind controlled, speed by him. He'd be able to control people. And that, by the way, this is Sauron's great power. In all of in the Lord of the Rings story and in the Second Age, Sauron's main power, he wasn't like, I know he was portrayed in the Peter Jackson movie as this big, like, tough armored guy who, like, just like wailed at people, but his actual skill and power was charisma. He was an extremely charismatic person.
He was the Rizzler.
He was the Riz.
Okay.
He had really strong persuasion. He was so they got this part right. Like, he understood your mind and he could persuade you of anything. He was a great politician, basically, which is kind of a fun way to think of him.
He's Zoran Mondani.
Zoran Mondani, exactly. The more I tell the story, the more I realize that the forces of evil are all woke. They're riding black horses, and the forces of good are all like right-wing fascists, like bright, like fair-skinned blondes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm starting to you know what I'm saying?
Sauron. Suspicious.
So, and they're more inclusive. Like, anyway.
Mondani.
Yeah, their elves are racist.
Momdami.
Very nice.
Thank you.
The elves are racist, so I mean, it works. So Sauron puts the One Ring on. When he does this, he gains instant mind control powers over the 9 men who are wearing rings, and he starts controlling their will, and they become servants to him pretty much. The 7 dwarves, it doesn't quite work on them. So because again, they have stubborn minds. So really, they just get greedier and greedier and greedier. We'll talk about Durin in a second. The 3 elves, as soon as Sauron puts his ring on, the 3 elves with the rings, Galadriel, Gil-galad, and Círdan, all sense that Sauron has put a ring on and is trying to control their mind from a distance. And they all take their rings off, which is an interesting point. Even though their rings weren't technically made by Sauron, disputed, they still feel the power of Sauron putting the ring on and take their rings off. So by the 3rd age, the leaders of the elves, Elrond, Gil-galad, who dies in the beginning, among others, Galadriel, they live in these worlds that are fading. If you remember from the Lord of the Rings, like, their worlds are slowly decaying and fading. Their rings aren't protecting them anymore. They've taken the rings off. And they know that their time is up, basically. And that's why they're so morose the entire time. Like, they have nothing to do. Like, whether or not they win, they're goners, right? Because if they win and defeat Sauron and destroy the ring, the magic of the other rings will also disappear, and they will no longer be able to preserve their empire, right? So, so whether they win or lose, like, their empire is going to fade, and the Age of Men is going to start. So that's kind of canonically what's going on, if you want.
Okay.
I know
Do they start aging and dying and stuff?
No, they don't die. What they do is they'll sail west to the Valar.
Oh,
they actually sail west. That's what they'll all leave the land and leave it to men, and they're like, okay, you guys can deal with it. So that's the story of the Rings of Power. That's the actual story of the Rings of Power, kind of canonically. They shoehorn in a bunch of stuff here about Durin and the Númenóreans. I'm not going to talk about Númenor this episode, because maybe next time we can talk about Númenor, and because it's really, really, really interesting. Númenor is an awesome storyline, and they fucking just took a shit on it. Like, this whole thing about Miriel, is she the king? Oh, she tricked the sea monster. Oh, it's in the book. I promise, it's in the book, I said. And she's actually like, and then Ar-Pharazôn, the eagle comes in, and the eagle has chosen Pharaoh. Like, all of that was just so bad compared to what actually happens in the story of Númenor, which is like probably one of the sickest stories in the Legendarium, and like I'm not going to tell right now because it's a long story, but at some point I'll tell you the story of Numenor and how awesome it actually is.
Sure. Yeah.
But I will talk about Durin's Bane because we saw a Balrog. Oh, by the way, in the Second Age, when remember I told you about Glorfindel? Glorfindel from so Glorfindel gets replaced by Arwen in the third movie. So Glorfindel was an elf who lived in the Second Age and actually slayed Balrogs. He just kind of killed Balrogs. That was a thing he was doing because Morgoth had Morgoth had an army of Balrogs that would just go and fucking rain hellfire on shit, and then the elves would fight them. Everyone in the first age was an order of magnitude more powerful than everyone in the Second Age. And everyone in the Second Age is an order of magnitude more powerful than the people in the Third Age. That's why the Balrog in the Third Age, by the time you get to it, it's just like this massive, unstoppable demon. But in the Second Age, it was basically just a foot soldier. Okay. You see what I'm saying? Like,
and is that because of the magic dwindling over time?
Yes, it's exactly that. It's because you start from a high fantasy place where literally you start from gods creating the planet to now you've got like demigods fighting on the planet and the god rounding the planet. Then you've got like semi-demigods kind of fighting amongst each other, and that's where the Balrogs live. And then you've got like the Third Age, just like people, just like regular people, right? The mysticism.
But the Balrogs aren't affected by that. That's only the good that gets worse.
What do you mean? Oh no, well the Balrogs
were the Balrogs the same Balrogs, but everybody else got weaker. Or did the Balrogs also get weaker?
Yes, the Balrogs were the same Balrogs, and everyone else got weaker. So everyone at the time who was fighting Balrogs, all these legendary elves like Glorfindel and Galadriel, by the way, were on a similar power level. Now, technically, Balrogs are Maiar, and I'm not going to get into that. But if you guys are curious, you can Google it, like Balrog Maiar, because the Balrogs are technically also Maiar. They're not technically created necessarily, and they're not just there. They're actually a special race of themselves. But they were a race that ended up serving Melkor and Morgoth in the Second Age. So the Balrogs all get defeated, and they get kind of, shunted, away and destroyed and slain and fall, and all that stuff. So it's actually very noteworthy when Durin's folk, the kingdom of Khazad-dûm, actually dig deep enough to get to a Balrog, because they had to dig really, 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 really fucking deep, because these things were literally demons of the ancient world. Like to them, and by the way, this year when I'm talking about like thousands of years, it's like 30,000 years between the second. You know what I'm saying? So like the timelines here are getting, definitely in this show, they're getting squeezed a lot for no reason. But we're talking about timelines they're like thousands of years. So it's very noteworthy when Durin, who, by the way, did not have a son named Durin. It was just a guy named Durin. And as I explained the first time, you guys can rewind the tape. Durin just gets reincarnated, basically, kind of like the Dalai Lama, where it's just like, that guy's the Dalai Lama. That guy looks exactly like the last Dalai. They don't actually, but you know what I mean. So Durin, it's Durin's folk who end up digging deep enough in Moria to unleash a Balrog. The Balrog slays Durin, and he destroys Khazad-dûm and Moria, and the whole thing falls to shit. And the Balrog becomes known as Durin's Bane. So it's that Balrog. So Durin's Bane would eventually make a reappearance and fight Gandalf in the three stories. So when we say Durin's Bane, we're talking about that specific Balrog who lives in Moria. So that's a fun little fact. I just hate how they did it in the show, where it was just like he just punched through a wall. And now they were in this chasm, and he did it. He did it himself, and then literally just comes out of nowhere
immediately.
I didn't like that was so fucked, because the Balrog is supposed to be like imagine if like in society right now, like we're just chilling. We have AI intelligence. We've got Elon and Trump and doing all their shit. Imagine if like someone found a dragon. Like in Siberia, or China or something. Like a dragon came out of nowhere,
or just like in the back room of a Walmart.
Sure, yeah. Why not? Why not? Middle America, right?
It was here the whole time.
Somewhere in Wyoming, right? A dragon comes out of nowhere and just fucking eviscerates like fucking Lansing, Michigan or something. He just like destroys a city, right? A dragon literally comes out of nowhere and and we haven't seen dragons before because it's been like 30,000 years, right? We don't even know that dragons exist. Like it's literally just a myth, right? Like that's the level of holy shit that it was when they
Oh, that's kind of
found
funny.
the Balrog.
They didn't. They
right?
weren't reacting appropriately.
No, they weren't reacting. They were just like, "Oh, what's that? Run! It's just a big beast." Because big beasts are common for some reason, right? Like, or just, Smog. I'm not gonna talk about Smog at all, but like,
Smog.
but that's the thing is like, to me, the story of Durin's Bane and the story of Moria, I want to see that. I want to see how these normal people in their everyday lives who have never seen magic and never like really kind of interacted with the world in this way suddenly encounter a fucking dragon, right? And basically,
they get goofed.
and it's like you know what I'm saying? Like it's just that's but instead
That
it's
would
just
cost
like
more money.
it would cost more money. It would cost better writing. Like they'd have to write it in and make it good. And it's just and now Durin has a brother. The fuck is that? And again, they're sure at the last season, the last episode of season 2, we get Durin has a brother. Just name
That is
dropped.
very funny.
Just name drop. You never introduce the character. Why wouldn't you introduce the character?
I don't know. Maybe, there might be... When I look at a show that takes place over such a long period of time, and... Wait, they already replaced one of the actors.
Yeah.
What if the guy who's playing Durin is like, I'm out after season 2, and they just had like bad contracts, and so then now they're saying, oh yeah, your brother Durin, and then they'll just like write him out of the season 3. That might be why.
That'd be insane.
That might literally be why, where they're like, oh yeah, someone else is going to take over, but instead of just replacing the actor, we're going to have a new character and fill in for all the things that Durin would have done, and then we'll write Durin out, and maybe he'll die at the beginning of season 3 or something. Like, I don't know.
Well, that's insane.
No, that might actually just be it.
Yeah, that might be it. And that's insane
Honestly.
if that's the case.
Like, that's not a bad
How does
prediction,
Amazon
right?
not have good lawyers? Like, write your contract. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, trap them for like 15 years.
Yeah. You want to make art? You want to make art?
Not...
What did the
Really,
fucking what's his face? The Waking Life guy, Linklater. Didn't
Yeah.
he do that with the guy? I don't know. If
No,
he
yeah,
trapped him in the
he's done that
contract.
with a few movies. Boyhood?
Yeah.
Boyhood?
That's what I was thinking. Anyway. So yeah, that's the actual story of the Rings of Power. I say actual, the canonical story. I don't care about actual, right? Like it's what Tolkien kind of wrote, and that's what they had to work with. Like that story I just told you is the story they had to work with. Clearly, even if they didn't have the Silmarils, they didn't have Fëanor, they didn't have Gondolin, they didn't have any of that stuff. They at least had that story. That's the main story, and God, did they take a shit on it? Adar and Bronwyn, what the fuck is that? Like, what they did with the Númenóreans, I'm not going to get into because it would be too long.
Sure.
But it's just like, fuck me. Like,
There's a lot.
yeah.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
The extent to which it's Wenegate is a never-ending discovery for me.
It's so bad. And like, it's bad on so many levels, technically, right? Not just like from a story writing and like canonical adaptation perspective, just like
Everything.
the acting, the lighting.
Oh yeah. Everything's
The music.
jarring and confused. Like how many shows am I going to watch where I'm like, why is the angle this?
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of, if you're doing a good job, there are elements you don't notice. If you're doing a great job, you notice, and if you're doing a terrible job, you notice.
Yeah.
Every element we've been noticing. Like they've done a terrible job at everything.
Every decision was bad.
Yeah. Like there's nothing where we're like, oh yeah, that was competent. Like what about it? Name one thing that was competent. Parts of the score sometimes.
Yeah, maybe, sure.
But like not in context.
Yeah, not
Like
definitely not in
removed
context.
from the show maybe.
Yeah.
What else? Nothing? Literally nothing. Right?
Literally nothing.
Yeah, literally
no.
nothing.
Literally nothing. The eye makeup. And by the way, on the whole Gandalf thing, there's no reason for me to talk about what canonically happens because the entire arc is completely fabricated whole cloth. Like it was a completely fabricated arc. The whole thing about him falling from the sky and them going east to meet a random wizard and Tom Bombadil, they completely made that up completely out of whole cloth. Out of whole cloth. There was no complete whole cloth fabrication, right? So there's no, oh, here's what happens canonically because there's no story there, right? And it would be interesting if they decided to craft a whole cloth story and be like, we're going to tell a story from whole cloth, but here's why. It's actually really interesting. Look at these characters. Look at how interesting they are. Look at blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, they had the freedom to do anything.
Yeah.
They just didn't have the talent.
They literally had the freedom to do anything. And they had, like you said, no talent. So it's just like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with that? And no, Tom Bombadil doesn't live in Ronin. No, Gandalf doesn't come down to Earth that way and meet these guys. And no, Saruman or whoever the fuck on the East is not weird.
Like no, and there's no Eminem. Like remember Eminem in like the beginning of the season, I think it was, and
That was the end of the last season.
sure, yeah, Eminem wizard dude,
Yeah.
like wizard they, again woke. Yeah, I don't know what.
Non-binary.
It was just too much. It was just way too much. I wish they had spent. I heard a rumor. I don't know if it's true. I heard that they're intending to have 5 different stories: Gandalf and the Hobbits, Numenor, Eregion and the Forging of the Rings, Galadriel, or 4 stories, whatever. And there was like 1 more, and they wanted to tell one story per season.
I don't think that was a rumor because I remember being there when that information was given to you, and it was a suggestion, not a rumor.
Oh, okay.
I think it was someone in the room saying that's what they should have done.
Well, definitely that's
But I
what
don't
should
know
have
if
done.
maybe I don't know. I don't know if
I
that's
didn't.
a thing.
I don't know what I. Yeah. So
No, I don't think that was a real rumor. But.
and like honestly, like not to give the show just a little bit of slack, if they really did spend $1 billion on 5 seasons, that's not a lot of money, right? That's $200 million a season. Each and each season's 8 hour episodes. So like take 8 hours of actual like used footage, right? If you're spending $200 million for 8 hours, in 2025, in 1999 they spent $300 million on 3.5 hours, right? Like what the Lord of the Rings movies cost like a shit ton. Like I could be wrong, right? Like
Sorry, how much?
Wasn't it like didn't each movie cost like I don't know like $200 million or something, 300 or something, or did each movie cost $100 million? And
Sure, maybe around there.
like I don't remember, but it was a lot. They were like expensive movies for sure. But if you have $200 million to stretch across 8 episodes, that's what $50 million an episode or something. Am I doing the math right? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, $100 million. No, yeah.
So yeah,
25 million.
There's a lot. There's a little bit of conflicting information. They're
about it.
saying. Yeah, keep going. I'll just.
No, yeah. So that's the thing is like if the episodes were truly, whatever it was, 50 million each or 25 million each, or whatever, then that's not a lot of money. That's not a lot of money in film these days.
I mean, the right.
You could still. Oh yeah, with the right director.
Yeah, the right
oh
showrunner
goddamn,
could make
yeah.
anything.
You can make a masterpiece.
Yeah, literally.
But it is like, I think on par with, adjusted for inflation, I think it's on par with what the Lord of the Rings movies cost, maybe even much cheaper than the Lord of the Rings movies. So it's not that big of a surprise that they came up with the worst product, but the product they came up with was so much worse that it wasn't just burning money. It was like, you have no talent. Like there's no talent anywhere in like the same postal code of this movie.
All right. On November 13th, 2017, Amazon acquired the global television rights for close to $250 million.
Jesus.
Industry commentators described this amount before any production costs and without any creative talent attached to the project as insane. Although some considered the project to be more of a reputational risk for Amazon than a financial one due to Bezos' wealth.
Right.
Amazon's streaming service gave Amazon Prime Video gave a multi-season commitment to the series that was believed to be for 5 seasons, with the possibility of a spin-off series as well. Despite this, Prime Video had to give formal green light to future seasons before work could begin on them. The budget was expected to be in the range of $100 to $150 million per season and was likely to exceed $1 billion, which would make it the most expensive television series ever made. So yeah, some truths to that, but yeah, I mean like.
But I mean, you just said literally it would be the most expensive television show ever made, and we've had some great TV shows, right? Like we've had some incredible TV shows that were probably clocked in much cheaper than that.
So Fellowship was made for $93 million
in 1999 or whatever.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like adjusted for inflation, that's probably like 200 million or something.
At least 150.
Yeah.
But yeah,
like
like 4
for 4 hours
of shit versus 8 or 9.
Let's say 4 hours.
But
yeah.
still, I mean, I don't know. It's more than twice as bad.
It's way more than twice as bad.
We're definitely
like here's my
dollar per quality ratio is not the same.
So yeah, what I would say is even if they had incredible talent,
Sonic, it was from the wiki. I was reading.
even if they had incredible talent, you know, they were gonna have to work to make the money work, I think, for this show. But they didn't have any talent. So you literally were just setting money on fire. Right? Like that's literally what it was.
Yes.
You're literally just setting money on fire. But like if they had talent, it would have taken some work together because they didn't have like an infinite funds. I thought in the past when I heard about this, like that they just had infinite funds, basically, that it was like $1 billion. I thought it was gonna be like $1 billion per season, which I was wrong about. So in that context, sure.
I mean, Bezos does kind of have infinite money.
He does have infinite money, and if he really cared about making a piece of art, I mean, they could have done that. But no, it didn't. And goddamn, dude, so many of the important characters got sidelined. Elrond just needed to be different, a different character. Celebrimbor, it should have been his story from the beginning. Why did we only get Celebrimbor? I think if I remember correctly, we only got Celebrimbor like halfway through season 1. Like maybe at the end of season 1, we got introduced to Celebrimbor. And the show is called Rings of Power. It's about that story I just told you about the forging of the 16 and then the forging of the 3 and then the forging of the 1. Right? That's the story. Ostensibly, that's the name of the show. That's what the show is going to be about. Why did we not meet Celebrimbor in season 1, episode 1? Why did we meet Galadriel? Like, she has nothing to do in the story. So it's just, and then, yeah, they made 3 rings in the last episode of season 1. I just remembered, what the fuck? That's like so insane. And like, that's so out of order as well, but that's fine. You can do it out of order if you really want. But it was just, it's fucking insane, dude. It's insane. Yeah, well, unbelievably terrible. The music especially bothered me, and I know maybe I'm just nitpicking, but like to me, the music in the films was just as much part of the movie as the movies themselves. Like,
yes,
it was inseparable, completely inseparable from the film. And here it felt like it was just tagged on at the end thoughtlessly. Like there was no, there's no intent, anything. It was just like, oh, this scene needs music, put some music on. And like, no hate to the composer at all. It's just like, that's, I honestly,
you don't have much to work with.
That's the thing.
And I'm sure like, you know, like you're doing what you're being told.
Yeah.
But it's just not, I wouldn't do my best compositions for this show either.
Yeah.
They kind of fucking want They want that. So fucking give it to them. Yeah.
Like I was like, the number of times I've heard like all of those themes before in different movies.
Every other movie.
It's insane. Yeah. Yeah, that's a big metal song. That metal song was weird. What a weird show.
Huh. I would love to watch season 3 with you.
Okay, fine.
Aw.
I mean, you know, the reason I'm saying yes isn't just because I enjoy doing this, but also like I realized way too late. Like in season 1, I was too invested, but I realized way too late that this is actually just a really good opportunity to expose people to the world of Tolkien and to like give them different lenses through which they can analyze the art.
Yes.
I think there's value there, honestly. Like, and by comparing it to the garbage, we at least get like to talk about what the actual thing was and where he was coming at it from, right?
Yeah, that's
and
like
even,
a lot of my YMS shit.
Yeah, exactly.
You get to talk about what the original did well.
And like honestly, like even the Peter Jackson films did a good job of portraying the industrialization versus nature thing. They did a good job with the hope thing. They did a good job with the fading of the light thing. Mm-hmm. Everyone was morose, and like that's kind of the right vibe for the Third Age. So like I think they really did their homework. They really read the story. They really wanted to capture the essence of the story without actually, you know, telling the exact same story. Like they changed a lot in the Peter Jackson films. Mm-hmm. It makes me think a little bit about this is too inside baseball, but classical let's say pianists, for example, or just any performer in the classical music world. Because what you do is when you get a piece of classical music, all the music is already it's like getting a script where all the words are already written for you, right? So what ends up happening is like what makes a classical performer good is actually what they bring to the piece.
Sure, yeah.
So when you hear
there are interpretations.
Yeah, exactly. Everything is an interpretation. And to me, like that's when I'm listening to a really good piece of classical music, I'm actually not listening to the original composer. I'm always listening to the performer interpreting that piece for me.
Yes.
And I'm relying on the performer to be so in love with the piece to begin with, and to understand the piece on such
Yeah.
a deep level that they can communicate it to me so that I can also understand it on some level. And I think that's honestly what Fran Welsh and Philippa Boyd did when they wrote the screenplay for the first 3 movies. I think they looked at the original source material. They didn't go, oh, we're just going to copy this word for word and like just be a fucking whatever those pianos, piano roll thing that play the music automatically. Like that they understood like that they were making art.
Yeah.
They
It's not a MIDI version.
Exactly. They understood that they were making art, and they wanted to represent what they understood from the story, their favorite part of the story. They want to tell you, hey, I really like when Tolkien did this, so I'm going to put this front and center. I didn't really like this whole Tom Bombadil shit, so I'm going to remove it, right? So I'm always listening to the story as an interpretation by the performer, in this case, the writer, in the case of the movies. These guys, there's nothing. It's just like they're just trying to ape. It's all this reference garbage where they're like aping
Oh yeah, they
shit.
don't.
It's just like there's nothing there. There's nothing. There's no performance. There's no interpretation. It's completely vacuous. There's literally nothing there, and it's like pathetic compared to like the at least the films that we all fell in love with, right? So
If they care a lot about the original source material, they're certainly not showing it.
yeah. If they've read the source material,
Yeah.
the only way they're showing it is by throwing literally Family Guy style references of
Hey.
like the fall of Gondolin, Fëanor.
Hey Lois, remember the fall of Gondolin?
Hey, remember Owl's beard? Like that's what they're doing. And
Peter,
it's,
the
fuck
horse
that.
is here.
Yeah, but the horse, the barrack saved me. Jesus Christ. Anyway, that's it. That's all I got.
Hey, this is almost as bad as that time I met Grond.
Fuck that guy. Asshole. Adar. What the fuck was that? Never mind. I'm just going to keep getting upset thinking about it. And yes, we all remember the cock ring. Anyway.
That's fun. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for surviving.
I made it. I'm impressed with myself a little bit.
Yeah,
I'm
me
like,
too.
okay, I made it. I didn't.
We did it.
I had my big meltdown in last episode, or in the episods 5 and 6.
Yeah, no, there were a
and
few little
I had
mini
a
meltdowns.
big meltdown. But here I was like, I've got it all out of my system already.
Yeah.
I know it was bad, but honestly, I've accepted that it's bad. So
Damn, it's going to be so
Yeah,
long
see you
waiting for season 3.
Dude,
Just
it's gonna be
fucking shit it out.
dude.
You're shitting it out anyway.
dude, can you imagine by season 5 we're both old men?
Fucking in our 40s.
Like we're gonna be in our 50s. Like wouldn't that be amazing? Like we're still doing it. That'd be really funny.
we have to
I'm
do
in.
that.
Yeah, if we're 50 and season 5's
We're
coming
both
out,
alive.
like we can totally do that. I think that'd be hilarious. Anyway,
If season 5 is in 2033, then I will be over the age of 40.
yep, same.
I'll be 42.
I'll be 41. Endgame. Yeah, we'll be in our 40s. I'll be, man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Life moves fast. All right, I'm gonna go. I love you all. Thank you again,
Me
Adam.
too.
And I'm gonna shower because I'm sweaty as fuck.
It was stressful.
It was stressful. My cortisol is just through the. But literally, I can know my cortisol levels are through the roof right now. Love you, chat. See you later.
Bye.
I don't know if I'll go out. Still like, I might shower and see what.
Sure, yeah. Play a bit here. All right, let's see. Dun, 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 dun.